It is time, ladies and gentlemen. This is probably very echoey, actually, now that I think about it, but it's too late. Fuck it. We're, we're here. We're ready to make the Premier League predictions for, what was it, 22, 23? Yeah. Yeah. I think so. We've got my list. It's on a crate of fucking Stella. Um But you know what? We've got the league. We're going to start from 20th and we're going to go all the way up to first. And this is how I think the league's going to turn out. First off, 20th place. You'll never guess. It's Bournemouth. Oh, well. Yeah, Bournemouth. They've not really strengthened their team in any way. And their team isn't very good in the first place. Their manager's okay. I mean, they came second in the Championship. But when don't they come second in the Championship? You know, it's just they're not good enough to stay up, and they're going to go down in last. I think they even bought anyone? I don't think so. So see you later, cunts. 19th, Fulham. You could have guessed that one as well. I'm pretty sure. Fulham also haven't really spent much money. They might be getting Malang Sarr from Chelsea, and if they do, then that guarantees they go down because he is shocking. But Mitrovic is bound to get about 4 goals and they'll go down. They've already lost Fabio Carvalho, who's practically their best player. They're fucked. See you later, Fulham. 18th place, I have maybe a surprising one. Second season syndrome for Brentford, I think. And look, let's not forget, Brentford were fucking awful in January, and then Christian Eriksen came in and saved them. I can definitely see this happening again. However, they don't have Christian Eriksen anymore. So, I mean, I can also definitely see them losing maybe an Ivan Toney in January, something like that. And that would, I think, confirm they go down in 18th place. And now, just to preface this as well, hiccup, I think there is a lot of pretty bad teams in the Premier League this season. Like, a lot. As much where I would be confident in saying from 13th to 20th, I think any of them 7 teams could go down if the situation, it's possible for literally every one of them to go down. So I think Bournemouth, Fulham, and Brentford are the most likely, but it's possible that, hey, 17th, maybe Nottingham Forest, who I have in 17th, maybe they will go down. They've lost their goalkeeper, they've lost Bryce Samba and replaced him with Dean Henderson, which is okay. He's only on loan, but I mean, Samba was a fantastic keeper. Henderson's barely played for 2 years, so who knows? It's an interesting one, but Forest, they've done okay in the transfer window. I can't remember any of the people they've bought because I swear to God they all have weird names, but they've bought a couple of people, and I think it'll be just enough for Nottingham Forest to stay up. 16th place, I have Southampton. Who have recruited well, bringing in Lavia, I believe you pronounce his name, Joe Aribo, Gavin Bazunu. However, Ralph Hasenhüttl isn't a very good coach. He's not, yeah, sure, so every once in a while he whips out a tactical fucking masterclass, but then a lot of the time he ends up losing 9-0 or 6-0 or 4-0, and it happens a lot, and they go loads of games without scoring, and they're just not great. They don't have a big goal scorer. I mean, Che Adams is okay, but he's not really good enough. They're not going to go, well, no, they might go down, but I think 16th is fair enough for them. And then I think 15th is fair enough for Everton, who have lost Richarlison, of course, but Richarlison never really scored that many goals, so it's not actually as big of a blow as it seems for Everton. They haven't really recruited very well as of yet. I mean, Tarkowski on a free, that's good business. Dwight McNeil, though, 1 assist last season, I'm pretty sure. No goals. That's an interesting one. I wouldn't have gone for him. I would have gone for Cornet if I was going to go for anyone from Burnley, but you do you, Frank. He's also looking to get in a load of Chelsea boys, Ross Barkley, Billy Gilmore he wants on a loan. And someone else, I'm not quite sure, I can't remember. He wants someone else, but if you get some of them in, I think they'll be okay, and I think they'll come 15th. 14th, I've gone for Leeds. who again could quite easily go down. They've recruited quite a lot of players who are quite highly rated, but they've also never played in the Premier League, and I really don't rate Jesse Marsch as a manager very highly. So maybe they'll sneak by. Having lost both their best players in Calvin Phillips and Rafinha, that's a big worry for them. But I think just because everyone else, Brentford, Fulham, and Bournemouth, are so bad, I think they will manage to stay in the Premier League this season. Next up, we've got 13th. We're going for Brighton, which seems pretty bad for Brighton. But when you think about it, I mean, they've lost Yves Bissouma, and it's looking like they're going to lose Marc Cucurella, whether that's to Manchester City or he's been linked with Chelsea today. They're looking like they're going to lose him as well. Now, they are going to get quite a lot of money for Cucurella, which means they could get quite a few players in, and I think they will. I think they'll make... They'll I don't know who they'll buy, don't get me wrong. I'm not a Brighton fan, I don't care. But I think they'll probably get a couple of good signings in with the money from Cucurella, and that will mean they get up to 13th. But, yet again, if the situation goes in a certain way, they could quite easily go down. 12th place is the first team that I think are not going to, don't have a chance of getting relegated. But I do think they're having a terrible season. I've gone Leicester in 12th. Because just so many reasons, they still don't have a very good goal scorer. Patson Daka is okay. Vardy is, of course, a great goal scorer, but he's now 35, going on 36, I believe. It's looking like they might lose James Maddison to Newcastle. It's looking like they might lose Wesley Fofana to Chelsea. And don't get me wrong, they'll be getting, altogether, maybe 140 million for the both of them. But Leicester aren't very good at spending their money. They'll probably spend it on another Kelechi Iheanacho type, and he'll come in and be okay, but just not good enough. And I think Leicester will struggle. I think they'll come 12th. And they might lose, they might lose Yuri Tielemans as well, and that would be a big blow to Leicester. So I don't think they're going to have a very good season. I think in 11th, I've gone for Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have a very good team, I think. Eberechi Eze, Wilfried Zaha, who also might be going to Chelsea, probably not, but if he stays, Zaha, Elise is good, Odson Edouard is good. There's another one that I'm missing that I can't think of the feckin' name of, but you know him. They've brought in some fella who is decent. Again, I haven't really researched this very well, I can't lie. But I know they've brought someone in, and I know he's rated very highly. Palace, I think, mid-table, as per, 48 points. They literally always get 40-something points. So I think 48, something like that. Stick them in 11th. I think they'll be dandy. 10th place, I've gone for Wolves. Wolves always just seem to pull it out of the bag. They don't really have a fantastic team. They still don't really have a proven goal scorer. But they just win games somehow. I don't know how. I do know how. Jose Sarr being one of the best goalkeepers in the league is how. And Ruben Neves is very good in that midfield. If they lose Ruben Neves, then maybe they'll drop lower down. But I think 10th place, bang in the middle, is pretty likely for Wolves. Now, 9th place, I've gone for Aston Villa. Villa have had very good business. Diego Carlos is a fantastic signing from Sevilla there. Boubacar Kamara on a free, fantastic. Felipe Coutinho is a good deal. And I think they could get higher as long as they bring in a striker. Danny Ings is washed up, realistically. He's been awful since he went to Villa. Ollie Watkins is shit. Emi Buendia isn't really scoring. So they need a proven striker, someone that can bang them 15 goals, and Villa could sneak up into the Conference League places, but they don't really have that, I don't think, and I think they are going to come 9th. 8th place, I've gone for West Ham. West Ham is sort of the same deal. They've brought in Scamacca, who really gives me Sebastian Haller vibes, which is not a good thing for West Ham. I think he'll maybe get 9 goals at the most, but not going to do much better than that. Again, if he nets 15, maybe West Ham can sneak up into 7th, but I don't think they're going to get any higher than 8th or 7th. They're not going to get top 6, I don't think. Declan Rice is good. He's going to be the captain of the team this season. However, I think next season they're going to lose him, and I think they're going to know that, and it's going to play on them a little bit, knowing that their captain is going to be sold next summer. I think it is a thing that is going to happen. He's not going to re-sign a deal, and he's going to go somewhere. whether that's again Chelsea or Man United. I think we're linked with him. I don't know why the hell he'd go there, but you know, I think he will leave West Ham, and I just don't think he'll gel with the squad enough, because the squad will know that, and I think they'll come 8th. 7th place, I'm going Newcastle, which, considering their business so far, sounds manic, because they've bought Nick Pope, fantastic goalkeeper, great. Sven Botman, centre back, he's better than what they had already, but he's not a world beater yet. But Newcastle's form in the second half of last season was so good, even with the team that they have. They could quite easily sneak up into 7th. And look, they're still going to buy more players. You know for a fact they're probably going to get a midfielder. They've been linked with James Maddison. Surely they're going to get a striker in, because Chris Wood and Callum Wilson are shocking, realistically. They're probably going to get in a proven goal scorer that is better than them two. I can see 7th place for Newcastle. I can see them getting there easily. And I can actually see them stealing 6th. But I've gone safe, and I've stuck Man United in 6th place. Now, Man United are awful. Ten Hag is a decent manager, sure. He's just trying to buy his whole Ajax team, though. His formula doesn't hugely work with a lot of the Man United players. They're losing Cristiano Ronaldo, who is the sole reason they even came 6th last season. He's almost guaranteed to be leaving at this point. They've been going after De Jong for about 3 months at this point, and they still haven't advanced in any way from where they were 3 months ago. So it's looking like they're not getting him. They were going after Anthony, they're not getting him. They've got Lisandro Martinez, who is okay. Will he play centre mid? Will he play centre back? If he plays centre back, which it's seeming like he will, that means they are still desperately in need of a centre mid. Otherwise, they're going to have a midfield of Fred and McTominay again, and not even have any backup. They've lost Matic and they've lost Pogba. They need a centre mid, and they haven't bought one yet. They're not coming higher than 6th, realistically, and they could quite easily go lower than 6th if they have a bad start to the season and they struggle to recover it. It could be worse for them. Now, the top 5, 3rd to 5th, I think is very interchangeable, and it's a little biased because I'm a Chelsea fan, let's be honest. 5th place, Arsenal. I think it's going to be so close between 3rd and 5th. I think it's going to be 3 or 4 points separating all 3 teams. So take it with a pinch of salt. Arsenal have looked fantastic in pre-season, but it is only pre-season. Gabriel Jesus has looked good, but he's never scored more than 14 goals in a league season. Whether he will this season or not, I'm not sure. Again, he's been banging them in pre-season, but is he good enough to be the star striker? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. If they lose Thomas Partey, which, you know, he's had his whole scandal going on, if they lose him, I think that really does take away something from the squad. I don't think that you can really replace that in the amount of time they have left in the window, especially not knowing whether he's going to be gone yet. So I think if he does go, that leaves a gaping hole in that midfield that could be filled by Yuri Tielemans, but who knows yet. Their backline is okay. Saliba is unproven in the Premier League, and I really don't rate Ben White, so it's going to heavily rely on Gabriel for at least the first few games if they do start Saliba, and just trying to get them to meld together. They also only have a right back for about 7 games of the season until Tomiyasu gets injured again, and that's the same on the left-hand side until Tierney gets injured again. And then, sure, they have got Zinchenko, but Zinchenko's not very good in my opinion. He couldn't start as a left back for Man City, and they didn't have any left backs. Like, he can't be fantastic, and I don't think he is. So that's why I've gone for Arsenal in 5th. Again, they could quite easily get up to 3rd, you know, easily. I've gone for them in 5th. 4th place, I've gone Spurs. You can tell I'm a Chelsea fan. I don't think Spurs have had as good a window as people are saying they've had. But I think it's still a good enough window to get them into 4th place again, to get them that Champions League football. I mean, Antonio Conte could probably take the same team to 4th place again, but obviously he's not going to want that. Perisic is a good buy. Richarlison is good rotation. 60 mil was too much, but he is going to be good rotation for the best front three in the league. Son, Kane and Kulusevski, let's be honest. Basuma is fantastic in addition to the middle of the park. They're looking for centre-back still. They've loaned in Clement Longley, who is a shit buy. He is awful as far as I'm concerned. He's been terrible for Barcelona for about 3 seasons. Maybe Conte can fix him like he did with Eric Dyer, but at the moment it's not looking great for that. Jed Spence is decent, but he gives me Ryan Sessegnon vibes, which isn't great for him. However, I think their team is already good enough to get fourth. I think their team is better than Arsenal's team, and I think they will sneak fourth place. Now, third, Chelsea. Oh dear. Now, Chelsea coming third entirely hinges on the final month of this transfer window. If Chelsea can buy Cucurella, who we've been linked with, Dumfries, who we've been linked with, another centre-back, and maybe another attacker or midfielder, one of the two, Frankie de Jong or Wilfried Zaha or something like that, then I think we'll get third easily. However, at this point, we've only bought in Sterling and Koulibaly. Now, Koulibaly does shore up that defence. He is a world-class centre-back, in my opinion. Sterling, however, whilst being a fantastic attacker, cannot fix that attack by himself. He will drive at defenders, he will get to the bar line, but then he'll be passing it back to Timo Werner or Christian Pulisic, who'll just sky over the bar anyway. So it's interesting. However, I think it will be I think we can sneak third with the squad that we have by maybe a point over Spurs and maybe 2 over Arsenal. But if we do make a couple more signings and Spurs and Arsenal don't, I think it will be a little bit clearer. I think we can get maybe 4 or 5 points ahead of them. Just now, it's actually as well, second are going to be closer to third than they are to first. Let's be honest here. Liverpool are going to come second. Manchester City are going to stomp the league. We'll talk about Liverpool first. They've bought Darwin Núñez. Everyone's hyped over him now. He scored in the Community Shield, even though it was a really quite easy finish, but we're going to ignore it. He did play well, to be fair. However, that's his issue. He is unbelievably inconsistent. Sure, he played fantastic in that game, but I can guarantee you the first game of the season he's going to be bang average again. That's what he is. That's what he does. He's either fantastic or he's shocking. And Liverpool can't handle that. Mo Salah is out of form at the moment. Whether he will regain his form at all is yet to be seen. Luis Diaz is good, but not good enough yet to take over that Mane role. Firmino's washed up as far as I'm concerned. They are struggling in the midfield. They've got Keita, okay. Henderson's all right. Thiago's good. That's it. Who else do they even have in midfield? I don't know, but whoever it is, they're not good enough. In my opinion, they should go and try and get Gigi Wijnaldum back and just play him there as well. He would walk into that midfield, especially next to Thiago. That would be saucy, but it's not looking like they're going to do that. They've got one of the best defences in the league, don't get me wrong, so they're not going to concede much, so they are still going to get second. But I don't think they're going to be good enough this season to challenge Manchester City, who yet again are going to win the league. Now, Haaland didn't have a great time in the Community Shield game, missed an absolute sitter, so he's given off Lukaku vibes early on. But they won the league without Haaland. Quite easily, they won the league without Haaland. They don't need Haaland to win the league. Julian Alvarez is a fantastic player. He's probably going to be the new Gabriel Jesus. Maybe he can even become a Sergio Aguero type. He comes on and he scores in his debut, and you know that's what they wanted from Haaland, but Alvarez got it. Alvarez, I think, works better with the system, which means he'll be scoring at least. I think Alvarez will get double digits in goals. Haaland, they didn't really work with him fantastically, but it could work. They could make it work with Haaland, and if they do, then they'll stomp the league, and if they don't, then they'll probably still stomp the league. They've got one of the best defences in the league. They've got the best midfield in the league, as far as I'm concerned. They've got one of the best attacks in the league, despite losing Sterling and Jesus. City are going to win it. Now, Golden Boot, no idea. Probably Kane or Son, I think. I think Núñez and Haaland won't even be in the picture. I think they'll get at the most 15 each, and I think Son and Kane will probably, one of them two will crack 20 again. Salah, if he gets his form there, has a chance, but I think it will be either Son or Kane. And then what's the other one? It is, first manager to get sacked, I think, will be Bournemouth's. I think he'll be gone very quickly. See you later.